Two of BC's opposition leaders laid out their starkly different agendas to mayors and councillors today at the Union of BC Municipalities annual meeting. The newly elected leader of the Greens took aim at the NDP, while the leader of the Conservatives called for the repeal of Indigenous rights legislation. CTV's Rob Buffum has more from Victoria.
Please welcome Emily Lowen.
The BC Greens' new leader kicked off her first full day on the job with a speech to BC's mayors and councillors, continuing her sharp attacks against Premier Eby and the NDP.
It should be a stark wake-up call to the BC NDP and the Eby government. They have continuously shifted rightward. They've capitulated to the Conservatives at every turn.
BC Conservative leader John Rustad addressed the crowd at the UBCM a couple hours later, pledging to transform Metro Vancouver into a utility, provide $1 billion in infrastructure funding to municipalities annually, and warning that the NDP and recent court cases posed a threat to private property rights being trampled by Indigenous title.
Indigenous rights and private property rights cannot coexist.
Indigenous rights have featured prominently at the meeting, municipal leaders pushing back on a lack of consultation by the province to propose changes to the Heritage Conservation Act that would see more input from First Nations on development projects. The province agreeing to extend consultation.
I want to make sure we get this right, so we're going to extend the engagement and continue listening to British Columbians.
Simmering below the surface all week, fallout from MLA Eleanor Sturko getting kicked out of caucus by Rustad. The high-profile MLA accused of trying to start a mutiny. Questions swirl whether other caucus members will leave in protest or be scared to speak out.
The fear of ending your career, will that stop people from doing what even they may feel in their heart? There's a possibility.
And it'll take some time for all that to settle down, but I am confident, and I've talked to all of the MLAs that are within our structure, I am confident that we all have one goal in mind, which is we need to bring an end to the destructive policies of this NDP government.
The meetings wrap up Friday with a speech from Premier Eby, who's missed most of the event, but likely enjoyed the fireworks, threatening to ignite his main opponent.
Rob joins us now live from Victoria. Rob, what more do we know about the timeline for changes to the Heritage Conservation Act?
Well, Nafisa, these changes, the government said, will expedite the process for giving out permits. They also say they will allow for more input from First Nations, and First Nations apparently have had 2 years of consultation on these changes. The outgoing head of the UBCM yesterday in her keynote address gave a scathing address where she said municipalities have only been consulted for 3 hours on these changes. That backlash created a ripple. The government came out in the afternoon and said they will extend that consultation until mid-November. As for when those changes will become law, it's uncertain at this point because of that extension, but the government says it may well still be next year. Nafisa.
Rob Buffum live in Victoria. Thank you, Rob.